You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no
Flats this time. That's a touchdown just off the bat.
You've hit your fury and kept it in. But it's time now you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix,
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
Security Bank of Pulaski County, with two convenient locations in Waynesville and St. Robert, Missouri, is a proud supporter of the Waynesville Tigers and the Lady Tigers athletics, including all their sports and activities. Security Bank is a member FDIC equal housing home lender. They can provide home loans, auto loans, whatever type of loan you need, and whatever support you need, give Security Bank a call or visit them in Waynesville, St. Robert, Missouri. Welcome here to the St. James tournament tonight. This is our preview show. Also played before our first games this tournament here. I want to thank Security Bank of Pulaski County for being our main sponsor for the Waynesville Tigers. We'll have a quick word from them and we'll be back with a preview of the tournament coming up. Electric is a proud supporter of the Dixon Bulldogs and all the schools in their district in Pulaski County, Missouri, along with Marys County and other locations throughout Missouri. Good luck to the Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs this season from Gas Osage Electric. G-Tech Fiber is built to last. Your local area internet run on Gas Osage Electric power poles. Reach out to Gas Osage Electric for all your G-Tech Fiber internet needs, whether you live rural or in the city. They can provide internet. Chris Pills Basketball is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports, Pocahontas Redskins, and the area schools. Allen Hilliard Sports will once again be providing the coverage of the Waynesville youth football for grades kindergarten all the way to 6th grade this year, from week 1 all the way to the championship in November. Games will start first week of September. Be sure to reach out, WIF Football, if you'd like to play. And first off, on the boys' side of things, it starts on Monday. It is Blair Oaks. They will have a bye. They will play their first game. That is scheduled on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. against the winner of Waynesville and Salem. So the first game on Monday is at 5 p.m. Waynesville and Salem will face off in that ball game. Waynesville Tigers and Salem have both fought this year, and both Tigers splitting wins in the last couple of years. So Waynesville and St. James hoping to come away with that. The winner will face Blair Oaks at 6:30 on Thursday. However, the loser will not play because they'll have a bye until 1:30 on Saturday, automatically to the consolation round. So a bit of an advantage there for the losing Tigers. And the winning Tigers will face one of the top teams in Missouri, and the Blair Oaks Falcons out of Jeff City. And we're going to take another short break here, and then we'll talk about the bottom half of the bracket. We also want to thank the Bank of Iberia and the Bank of Crocker for helping to support these ball games here. And we'll be back after this. Hilliard Sports would like to thank the Iowa Woo this year for allowing me to be their provider of live broadcasting services during their games up in Waterloo, Iowa. Be sure to check them out next season on the Arena League, the Iowa Woo.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
The Dixon Athletic Booster Club is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Dixon community, as well as the Dixon athletic programs. Be sure to join the Booster Club. All the money goes to help support the Dixon athletes in the community, whether it be high school, middle school, baseball, basketball, whatever it is. Check out the Dixon Booster Club on Facebook to become a member. $200 to be a corporate sponsor on the video board in the gym. We are here with Coach Caruso here, and Coach Caruso, you have the St. James tournament coming up. You have a opponent that you faced earlier this year, and they won a game here in Waynesville, but obviously the year changes throughout the season here. How are you preparing to go into that game and the start of the St. James tournament?
You know, Alan, that game is in a really tough environment. On a neutral floor, you're playing a good opponent. We don't have school that day. You're playing a team that you've already played, so they already have a good scout on us. You know, it's a recipe for things to possibly go wrong. So, but you know, we say, hey, you're going to be in those kinds of environments when you get to districts. You know, and these tournaments are opportunities to prepare for postseason play. So that's how we're going to treat this. It's going to be a hostile environment, neutral floor, no school. But I feel like our guys have done a great job of remaining resilient. They fought through a couple of really tough games this past week. I feel like that's building some momentum for us. So, you know, all credit to them for as good as they are. But, you know, I like where my guys are trending right now.
All right, you talked about some close games. You've had I believe, an overtime game. You've had a couple other games just down to the wire that you've come out on the winning side of here. How's that momentum kind of push ahead into the coming week here?
Well, you know, you always want to be playing your best basketball later in the year, and I feel like that's where we're getting to. And I don't know if you know this, Alan, but, you know, Fox, we beat them by, I believe it was 23 or 24 earlier in the season. We played Northwest at our shootout. I think we won by 3 or 4. Anyways, what I'm trying to get to is the game after us, Fox went and played Northwest, a team that gave us some trouble, and they beat those guys by 23. So I think that goes to show you where Fox is and what it took for us against Fox to get it done. You know, when we played Fox, we just gotten beaten by Branson by 30 plus. We had imploded in the fourth quarter against a good Republic team when we had the lead going to fourth. So, you know, for us to fight in that game, for us to fight in the Camdenton game, it shows that we're building some grit, we're building some resilience. So I think we're really prepared well to go into this, you know, as the 4 seed to try and make some good headway.
All right, and then as a 4 seed, inevitably you will run into I believe Rolla may be the 2 seed in that this year, so you
Blair Oaks
will not run into them, but you'll run into a Blair Oaks team, which every year in that tournament they're just a very tough team coming out of the Jeff City area.
Well, I'm not going to guarantee that we will play Blair Oaks. You know, that's why you play the games.
Well, it's in the path if you go that way. It is in
the path if we go that way. If we're lucky enough to get there, you know, Blair Oaks brings great size, great athleticism. They're really well coached by Coach Voss, Old Liberia Ranger coach. Yep. You know, he has those guys playing really well. They played Rolla earlier in the season. They beat them by 12. So, you know, that they're an opponent that's state ranked, I believe in Class 5, maybe Class 4.
They're coming off a very good football season again.
And a very good football season. So, you know, there's some tradition that's there. So, you know, Coach Voss will have those guys prepared. I know that they're looking forward to maybe trying to get to that St. James Tournament championship game. But, you know, whoever's in their way is going to try to be a tough out for them.
Yep. All right. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Or this week. See you. Auto Glass Central is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports for a couple of years now. Be sure to reach out to them on Facebook or give them a call for all your glass needs, whether it be windshields in cars or doors for your home. Auto Glass Central can help. Home Plate Grill in Dixon, Missouri is a proud sponsor of Allen Hilliard Sports, and a great place to eat. Grab a burger, grab some waffle fries. They have some of the best food in Pulaski County, located downtown Dixon. The Plato Athletic Booster Club is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Plato Eagles again this year, especially in the Frisco League tournament, during the basketball season, and during the spring. Be sure to check them out, Plato Athletic Booster Club, on Facebook to become a member. Roscoe's Ice Cream Truck in Iberia, Missouri is a supporter of the Iberia Rangers and Allen Hilliard Sports again this season. When you see them, be sure to stop by, grab a sweet treat in Iberia. Thank you from Allen Hilliard Sports. Post Pawn Shop is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and all the area schools, including the Frisco League basketball tournament. Be sure to visit them down by the front gate of Fort Leonard Wood. The Bank of Crocker, since 1911, has been in Pulaski County and the surrounding area for many years. They have home loans, auto loans, whatever loans you need. Give them a call. They are member FDIC and the Equal Housing Home Lender.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
And the bottom half of the boys bracket will feature the Rolla Bulldogs, and it will feature the Cuba Wildcats in the first ball game. I believe that is the 2 seed. Rolla losing to Blair Oaks earlier to give them the 2 seed. Blair Oaks got the 1 seed because of that. And then the second game, that game of course will be at 6:30 on Monday. At 8 p.m. our nightcap game is the St. James Tigers against the Stillville Cardinals. So St. James, a much more improved Tigers team this year coming in, and the Stillville Cardinals, a very solid smaller team in the past. We'll see if they can rekindle some of that spirit there tonight, as they'll play at 8 p.m. Now the winner of that game will play at 8 p.m. on January 22nd. The loser will play at 5:30 on January 22nd. That's this coming Thursday. And then the winner of both of the winners and the losers will play on Saturday. The losers will play at 1:30 in the consolation game. Meanwhile, the winners will play at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday for the championship, or the winners will. So we're going to take another break here, and we're going to have a word from the Waynesville Tigers basketball coach about the upcoming tournament here and how things have been going for Waynesville. We'll be back after this. ZCM Timber Harvesting is a supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Iberia Rangers and Lady Rangers in this basketball tournament. I want to thank them for being a big sponsor of this tournament once again. Go Rangers and Lady Rangers. Good luck from ZCM Timber Harvesting. Shelton Welding Custom Fab and Repair in Dixon, Missouri. Give them a call for all of your needs on your trucks, your home, whatever it may be. If it's a welding job, Shelton Welding and Custom Fab and Repair can make it right.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
And back here again, we are bringing you the girls preview now. Appreciate you for joining us for tonight's ball games here. Of first game is a 3:30 matchup, which will be live on the St. James Huddle camera. I will not have that ball game here, but that will feature Norwood and Gateway Legacy Christian out of St. Louis. That's the 1-8 seed ball game. The winner will play at 6:30 on Friday, January 23rd. The loser will play at 3:30 on Friday, January 23rd. The second game of the night will feature the Waynesville Tigers again in that second game. Another 5 p.m. start. They'll face the Stillville Lady Cardinals, going off against the former Lady Cardinal there from Philip Gamble. We'll have an interview from him from earlier this year talking about the upcoming season that he has had already and is coming up still. And of course we'll have an interview with the Waynesville Lady Tigers coach. We're going to take a short break, then we'll have those interviews for you. We'll be right back after this. Auto Service in Dixon, Missouri is a proud supporter of the Dixon Bulldogs and Lady Bulldogs this season, as well as all the other area schools and towns around Dixon, Missouri. If you need auto repairs, be sure to check him out on 801 West 4th Street, whether it be alignments, tires, whatever it need be. Check out Danny's Auto Service for all your small and big jobs in Dixon, Missouri.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
All right, we are here with Philip Gamble, the girls' coach at Stillville this year. So, Coach Gamble, how are things down? Moved from Licking to Stillville there, kind of a change of scenery a little bit.
Yeah, it's a big change of scenery, and we made the move as a family several months ago, and family's real happy with where we're at. It's a great school district to work for, working with some great girls playing basketball, of course, and great community, really, just a real friendly community. A lot of great people here, and we're happy. Our family's real happy.
All right, and then I was at the Jamboree. You were playing Rolla and Waynesville there. Looked pretty decent there. Some of the girls seemed like they were starting to get in things, and you were working some new things in it, looked like things were starting to click pretty well.
Yeah, and we've got some really good, fundamentally sound players. This group of girls right here that we have, with the exception of a couple graduates last year. I mean, they played in state quarterfinals last year. They were playing some pretty good basketball at the end of the season last year, and there's some girls there that are fundamentally sound. They're hungry basketball players. I mean, they love the game of basketball, and they're just eager to learn, and they've been 100% bought in since day one, and really couldn't ask for anything more from a group of girls or a group of players. Just like I said, we worked some things in that Jamboree the other day, and I thought we looked pretty good in some areas, and there's some areas we need to work on, and we worked on some of that stuff this morning, and like I said, the girls are willing to, they're just willing and eager, very coachable. So I'm real proud of our progress so far.
All right, and then we'll have, of course, your first game is, I believe your first game is against Dixon. I don't think you have a game before that.
Yeah, we play next Tuesday, 25th, here in Stillville, Stillville High School. Our girls play, and then our boys play. So it's going to be a fun, great night to get the season kicked off. Girls have started off. Not sure about that first game start time, and then the boys JV and the boys varsity play, and it's going to be a great way to get the season kicked off. I know Dixon's got 2 really good teams over there, boys and girls, and I think it's going to be a great start for us, a great challenge right off the bat. I know Coach Ballard over there at Dixon does a great job, so we're looking forward to it.
All right, and then besides the first game there, what kind of follows that up? As you don't have a conference schedule like you did in the Frisco League, where you start out playing all your conference schools in a tournament, or most of them. So what's kind of your schedule look like going into Christmas at least?
Well, we're going to be challenged right off the start here this season. We've got 4 straight home games to start the season. We're going to play, of course, Dixon next Tuesday. Then we play North County, and then we play St. James, and then we play Richland. And all 4 of those games are at home. And then we go off to the Park Hills Christmas tournament over Christmas break. So our first 7 or 8 ball games are going to be challenges right off the bat. And like I said, with our kids, with the girls coming in, with their willingness, I mean, they practice hard, they play hard, so it's just going to make us better for the season.
All right, and then looking in probably districts, if they're anything like volleyball, you may have a chance at going back to Dixon for districts again, or having Dixon and very similar teams in your basketball district again.
Yeah, that district has not came out. That information has not came out yet, but it looks to be, with Dixon not co-oping with Newburgh this year, that'll move them more than likely back to Class 3, which would, it probably more than likely put us in the same district with Dixon. So, next Tuesday, that much more important, because it's a district game, which could help with the seeding part of it coming toward the end of the season, and then again, we could get sent north. I know Steelville's been sent north over the years for districts, so there's no telling, the way it'll come out. But however it comes out, we're just going to have to, you're really in control of your own destiny. You get out each night and you have a chance to outscore your opponent, or you have a chance not to. So, of course, the goal is always to outscore your opponent, and that's going to be our goal there, is to come out and win the effort battle each night and be the most fundamentally sound team, and try to outscore our opponents each night.
All right, and I've always been told, and use the old adage, that it's better to win the games and have to sit there at the end of the season and hope someone's going to lose a game to make a playoff. So it's better to get the job done when you're in control than it is to wait for someone else to do it.
You're exactly right, and that's kind of the point I was getting to there too. Is you're always in control of your own destiny, especially with the game of basketball, and you gotta play and beat the teams that you're playing against, and really let everything fall into place.
All right, appreciate that, Coach, and good luck. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
On Highway 28 is your local gas station for all your small grocery needs. Also, your Hunt's Brothers pizza provider, making it fresh in the store and keeping it warm under the lights for you. Multi flavors to choose from. You get 3 for $30. Also, all your snacks, chips, whatever you need, down to your beverages and down to your sweet snacks. Check out Dog Patch. The Dixon School District has been a sponsor of Allen Hilliard Sports for many years now and continues to provide sponsorship. They have 3 state-of-the-art schools, including a high school, middle school, and an elementary school, all in Dixon, Missouri, serving the Dixon and St. Robert area children. Be sure to check them out at their new admin building on the corner downtown, just off of Main Street, the Dixon School District, Dixon, Missouri. All right, we are here with Coach Snicker, the Waynesville girls coach here. Coach Snicker, you coming off a rough night last night and having a very good performance against a Northwest team here. You know, what was kind of different than last night here, and, you know, some good performances by really the team overall in this ball game here. It seemed like a lot more cohesive than last night.
Yeah, we struggled last night putting the ball in the hoop, and then we lost a little bit of our confidence and kind of got down, and so we had lapses on defense. And so tonight we really worked on getting our legs back last night after the game, and then tonight, like, our big thing was, hey, let's play together, let's play smart, and I thought we did a good job of helping each other, communicating, and sharing the ball, and taking the shots that we needed to take. Again, last night we took good shots. We just didn't get them to fall, so we kind of struggled offensively, which led to our defensive lapse last night to where the game got out of hand. And so we fixed that piece of it. We're looking to really try to put a run together now, and that's what we talked about just now.
All right, and you're going into the St. James tournament. Your opponent is the Stillville Lady Cardinals there, a team that not too many teams this area has played except for the Dixon Bulldogs, which is a very good team, and they won kind of a somewhat close game at the beginning of the year there. So Stillville, a young team, and they're a quick team here. How do you prepare for a team like that you don't really see a whole lot of, or is that one that you just kind of prepare your team the way they're going, and if you play a good game?
Yeah, so we saw them in Rolla at the Jamboree. It was us, them, and Rolla. And of course, you know, we're different than we were at the Jamboree, and so are they. They play hard. They have a couple good players that can score and really attack the goal. They play aggressive, and like I said, they play fast, try to speed you up a little bit in a zone and in a press. But it's really about us focusing on us right now. It's not about, you know, us focusing on somebody else. We just got to play our game, play together defensively, and get better each night. And each practice we talk about getting 1% better. And so tonight we got better. We needed to fix some things, and we did. But now we got to take steps forward against a good Steelville team.
All right, Coach, good luck. We'll talk to you during the tournament.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Come visit the downtown service station in Waynesville, Missouri. They have been there for many years. Used to be the Schultz service station, but they do maintenance. You can get gas. They sell Route 66 merchandise. There are plenty things to do downtown. Be sure to stop there and visit the friendly staff. If you need a quick job done, they can take care of it, or just stop in and say hi.
To the block and tackle the Mac Stack, a Dickey's Barbecue Pit game changer. Our signature mac and cheese topped with Dickey's quality slow smoked meats. And Dickey's delivers just in time for kickoff. Visit Dickeys.com, legit Texas barbecue.
Dickey's Barbecue is a proud supporter of the Newburgh Wolves and Lady Wolves, as well as the area schools and communities in Rolla. Among other areas they serve, be sure to check them out on Kings Highway. Enjoy Dickey's Barbecue, greatest in town. Arkansas Activities Association believes that athletes are taught by many things through sports. In addition to the skills they learn, self-control, ideals of fair play, honesty, respect for authority, and for opposing players. To learn these values results in maximum benefits from his or her athletic experiences. Once again, thank you to the Arkansas Athletic Association, and good luck, Pocahontas Member School, Arkansas Activities Association.
Sometimes we can do things that exclude others.
You're still talking to your friends. It's complicated.
I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Welcome to Jumanji.
Even the smallest words and actions can have a big effect on someone. You have the skills. Because of you, someone's entire day, their year, or their life can change.
Remember, the future is in your hands.
Visit becauseofyou.org to learn more.
Totally, let's do it.
And we are back here, the bottom half of the bracket, a very tough Fatima Comets basketball team. They will face Blair Oaks. That game will be live only on St. James Network, sir. That'll be a 6:30 start. They'll face Southern Boone, who we have seen in this tournament in the past. And then the final game of the night will be a cat fight here, be the St. James Lady Tigers facing the Licking Lady Wildcats. And St. James coming in as the higher seed here. There'll be the nightcap game at 8:30 p.m. Licking coming in with some losses on the season, but a very tough basketball team. So we'll see how competitive that game can be there. I think it could be a very tough ball game here. We'll have an interview from Steve Risler from earlier in the year also to talk about the season that was coming up and some things there after the Frisco League tournament, if we have that interview available there. And then we will be back to close out the pregame show brought to you by Security Bank of Pulaski County.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Progressive Ozark Bank in Licking, Missouri is a supporter of the Licking Wildcats and Lady Wildcats athletics, including this Frisco League tournament for the boys and the girls, and the district tournament. Thank you, Progressive Ozark Bank. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender. Town and Country Bank is also a supporter of the Licking Wildcats and Lady Wildcats, along with other activities in the Licking area and Texas County. Be sure to stop by, give them a call, member FDIC, for all your banking needs. Town and Country Bank in Licking, Missouri. All right, we are here with Steve Risler, the Licking girls head coach. Coach Risler, you've been coaching for, it's been a while now, and you've been through a couple graduation cycles here, and you're having one of those where kind of the remnants of those state championship teams is starting to graduate off and has graduated off. And so how do you look into a season like this where you got a lot of young kids coming in, and the young kids very successful at that?
Yeah, we're just going to try to simplify things and make it as easy as possible for the younger kids to transition to the varsity level and have success. So we've cut the playbook down dramatically. We're just going to stick to one basic defense, one basic offense, and just try to be really good at that so they don't have to think really. They can just play and use their athleticism.
All right, and then obviously basketball season, jamboree season, it's that couple weeks now, week and a half, where all the teams get their jamborees in here. Did you have yours, or is yours coming up? And if it did, how did your team do so far?
Yeah, we played at Fatima on Friday night with Blair Oaks and Fatima, and we did okay. It was, I think, it's not really for score, but we won our fair share of quarters, and got to play a bunch of kids and got to look at a bunch of different things, and then we got to play against two pretty good programs that did multiple defenses, ran multiple stuff. They played a bunch of kids also, so it was a good night for sure.
All right, and then also the coming in, you have the normal Frisco League tournament as usual every year. I think you are the 4 seed. You're right in the middle, if I remember right on that. 3 or 4 seed, somewhere in that middle bracket range of it. But, how do you go into this year looking at some of the teams have really jumped around in the seeding this year compared to where they normally have been in the past?
Yeah, we're the 4 seed, and we drew Dixon, who will be they'll be young. They've got that real good group that's freshmen now in high school. So nobody really knows what to expect from them yet, but I think they're going to be solid. And then Crocker, everybody kind of knew Crocker was going to be the 1 seed. They returned the most, had a successful year last year, and added some decent freshmen also. So, and then I think 2 seeds Iberia, He had an undefeated JV season last year, and they actually won the conference and the conference tournament. And then Richland returns Moss and Cardoz, and they're the 3 seed.
Okay, and then looking at your schedule coming up, any big games? I know you like to schedule some pretty tough competition out of your class to get yourself ready for particularly the postseason, where the games can get very tough, along with some of the area games. You got some rivalries down there in Texas County and some of those teams closer to you down there that the northern teams don't have in the Frisco League.
Right, yeah, I'd say one of those teams is Thayer. They've become a Class 2, Class 3 power in the last 10 years or so, and they're going to be good again. We don't play them till late. I think early we opened with the rivalry game against Salem in the Big Cat Classic. We played boys and girls on the same night. I think it starts at 4 o'clock, and then we play JV, varsity. So it's a pretty cool night. And then we always have our rivalry with Houston, but it's just based on location. We're 15 miles from Houston and 20 miles from Salem, so that has a lot to do with it.
Now, one thing I noticed down in this area is there's a lot of tigers and wildcats, and, well, there's not very many bobcats, but Thayer's a bobcat, but there's a lot of cat animals in this part of Missouri.
Yeah, I think, back when schools were being built, they must have had an obsession with cats or something. I don't know.
Because even some schools that used to be Tigers changed their names because everyone else was Tigers back in the 1920s through the 1950s.
I didn't know that.
Yep, Camdenton was one of them. They used to be the Orange and Black Tigers. So think what that rivalry could have looked like for Waynesville if they didn't change their mascot. Could have been an interesting rivalry. But anyways, do appreciate your time here, and we will talk to you during the Frisco League tournament, and I'm sure you'll stop by, or hopefully you'll stop by during one of the games you're not playing in, and give some words of advice like always.
Yes, I'll come talk to you.
All right, so when is your first official ball game? Is it Frisco League tournament, or do you have
No, Salem.
The Salem games before the tournament then?
Yeah, we just play Salem on the 25th. And then we'll play on that opening Saturday in the Florida game against Dixon.
All right, sounds good. Well, I will be there, and it'll be live on Allen Hilliard Sports also, along with, I believe, I think Lakeway will also have a huddle feed coming out and possibly some radio. So plenty of coverage to watch, and we will talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, Alan. Yep. Thanks for covering.
Boredom of Cross Creek Realty is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Crocker Lions, as well as all the other area Frisco League teams in this part of Missouri. Be sure to check him out at Cross Creek Realty for all your home needs, whether it be selling a house or looking for a house. They have homes to sell and homes to buy. Rennie Tire Pro is your local tire shop in the Licking area. Be sure to check them out for whether it be just changing a tire, buying a set of new tires, small auto repair. Check out Rennie Tire in Licking, Missouri. Rennie Pharmacy is a proud supporter of the Licking Wildcats and Lady Wildcats this year. Be sure to check them out for all your pharmacy needs in Licking, Missouri. The Bank of Iberia is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports and the Waynesville and Iberia communities, along with all the other Frisco League teams in the area. Be sure to give them a call. They are a member FDIC, Equal Home Housing Lender, 2 locations, Waynesville and Iberia. And we want to thank you for joining us here on Allen Hilliard Sports for this pregame and all the games that we cover here. We're going to take a short break, word from Security Bank of Pulaski County. Then it'll be live action for basketball. We'll see you in a few from St. James High School. Security Bank is a proud supporter of Allen Hilliard Sports, and they are the main supporter this year and sponsor of all broadcasts of Allen Hilliard Sports. They've been around since World War II through the thick and the thin, supporting the Waynesville St. Robert community through all these years of growth, and continue to support the Waynesville St. Robert community through 2 locations in Waynesville and St. Robert, one in downtown by the courthouse, the other location in St. Robert. Be sure to check out Security Bank of Pulaski County For all your banking needs, they are member FDIC, whether it be car loan, house loan, they can make it happen. Again, thank you, Security Bank, for all your support. And Security Bank wishes the best for all the Tigers and Lady Tigers this season in all their competitions, whether it be arts or athletics. Again, Security Bank of Pulaski County, 2 convenient locations.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're
Making a pat over to the flats this time. That's a touchdown just off the mat.